Good afternoon, good morning. It's Mark Johnson from Loyalty 360. I want to welcome you back to another episode of our Leaders in Loyalty series. In this series, we talk to the brand leaders about what they are seeing and hearing on the front lines of customer channel and brand loyalty. Today, and over the next few weeks, we're going to showcase some of the 2020 Loyalty 360 Award finalists, the vanguard within the industry, and discuss why customer loyalty is so important to them and how they are achieving such great success within their programs. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Dave Trombetta, who's the Senior Marketing Manager for Sodexo, Tiffany Darden, the Senior Marketing Manager for the Eastern United States, and Amanda Krabbenhoft, who's the Area Marketing Coordinator for the Midwest. Sodexo is the 19th largest employer in the world. They operate in 67 countries, and they serve over 100 million consumers each day. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So can you tell us a little about Sodexo, all the company does, Tiffany?
Sodexo North America is part of a global Fortune 500 company with a presence in 64 countries. We're the leading provider of integrated food, facilities management, and other services that enhance the organizational performance. We contribute to local communities and improve the quality of life for millions of customers in corporate, education, healthcare, senior living, sports and leisure, government, and other environments daily. We currently employ 160,000 people at 13,000 sites in all 50 of the United States and Canada. I think one of the biggest things about us is that we support local communities across the U.S. In 2019, our Sodexo Stop Hunger Foundation mobilized 37,000 Sodexo volunteers to distribute 3.2 million meals to help 2.3 million children and adults meet their immediate food needs. Since its inception, Sodexo Stop Hunger has contributed 34.5 million to help feed children in America impacted by hunger. And one of the things I love about Sodexo is we're Fortune 500, but at the end of the day, we're still a family-owned company. Pierre Ballon started Sodexo in 1966, and currently today, his daughter Sophie currently runs the company and is chair of the board.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for that, Tiffany. I know a big part of your training for managers and employees is focused on more of the how, why you do versus kind of what you do. Can you explain kind of the difference between those two and what it means to Sodexo, Amanda?
Yeah, absolutely. So our competitors, they make salads, they make sandwiches, they do things. That's considered a what for us. The way that we engage with our customers, everything from our attitude, our smiles, our attention to detail, that's the why behind our Experiences Matter program. And that's our how. It's how we do things. We understand and we want it to be a part of what we do, that anyone can deliver a product, but it comes down to the engagement and the sincerity, the prompt and accurate delivery of what we're doing. That's how we stand out. That's the how behind it.
Okay, great. And Dave, can you share a little bit more with us on how employee engagement and loyalty fits into your overall customer loyalty strategy? And also, how do you see that going forward for your organization?
Great. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, really, it's when employees are engaged, our teams are ready to pass that engagement on. So they'll take that feeling of engagement and share it with guests. So when employees feel like they've got a purpose here, right, that they matter, they stay with us, they remain loyal to us, and they generate loyal customers. When you've got long-term employees on a campus, right, what's really great about that is they become part of the student experience. They integrate us into that campus community. So from a customer standpoint, that engagement really fits into the strategy of people knowing they have someone to go to. And if you're on the client side of the equation, right, if you're one of the clients we provide services for, to have us as a partner and know that we have that kind of person taking care of students can be invaluable, not to just the student, but to that institution too, because we become part of their history and culture.
Okay, excellent. The Experience Matter program, it's a finalist for the Employee Engagement Impact category. And for those who don't know, we had almost 300 different brands submit for the various categories that we have. So to be top 4 in this category is quite amazing. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Experience Matter program and kind of the way employees are recognized, Amanda?
Absolutely. So we have 2 different paths of recognition. The first one being our Experiences Matter program, which is manager-driven program. And this is where our managers at the unit level are able to nominate employees for a monthly award when they see them doing something right or doing something really well in their job, and they feel that those people should be recognized. It's designed to reinforce positive behaviors like teamwork, being great with our guests, or just doing a great job. So that comes from internally from our managers nominating their employees. And then we also have the Thanks for Making My Day program, which is guest nominations. It's driven by our guests when they are receiving an exceptional customer experience, when they are at one of our locations. And so we have the 2, the manager-driven program, the Experiences Matter, and then the guest nominations. And once a month, both sets of recognitions are collected. They are then sorted out and sent to all of our units that had nominations, as well as to our leadership. And so at the unit level, those who are nominated are recognized in the form of daily huddles, in the form of with certificates and public praise, and sometimes with rewards as well. We really give our teams all of the tools to be able to recognize at that unit level, and want to ensure that they're doing so, because that's when our teams are more motivated. Then nationally, our leadership selects 2 winners from the Experiences Matter program. So we have 1 winner from the East and 1 from the West. And then we have 1 overall winner from the Thanks for Making My Day program, which is the big national award. These winners are recognized through our internal media on a national level. And for us, it's really important that when we're recognizing or nominating, that we understand or we see that the recognition is coming from not only the unit level, but all the way up to our leadership. Everybody within the company is seeing who's being recognized for their great work.
That's awesome. Does the fact that Sodexo is an employee-owned organization help improve customer loyalty, more importantly, employee engagement?
Actually, Sodexo is not employee-owned. It is, however, family-owned. So, and it's been based in France since 1966. But with our culture, you'd almost think we were employee owned. And we think it's rare that a company this big can still be a family owned and retain that feeling of family. And our culture really goes with that and drives what we kind of call the spirit of Sodexo, which ultimately is really focused on teamwork and service.
Okay. Did that break up for everyone else, or was it just me?
Sounded okay on my end.
Okay. I have, hold on. Okay, so you can go ahead. Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure because it's, my internet's usually good, but I have 14 kids on it. And we'll edit all this out, of course. So, sorry about that. It's kind of broke up, so I wanted to make sure we got it because it was a great response. So the Sodexo, try again. The Sodexo Customer Experience Training and Development Program is a fairly comprehensive approach to ensuring employees at all levels provide consistent, outstanding services and experiences. And frankly, it was a big piece of the award submission and stood out vis-a-vis a lot of the competitive entities in that category. Can you tell us a bit more about that, how it's implemented, Tiffany?
Okay, so the managers are trained in our, what we say, train the trainer, setting the basics of our customer service guarantee. So we teach them how to execute and how to teach it to their employees. We have 10 simple practices that every customer would want and expect, and we teach them that. They hold 2 trainings 2 times a year at the unit. Sometimes they combine different units or they combine districts to teach and certify their employees. I do want to add about, we call them CE certified. So CE, Customer Experience Certified. And we really go all out about that, but it's about how to deliver outstanding customer service to guests and each other. Sometimes in the customer service business, we tend to forget that we have external and internal customers and that we are each other's customers. So we teach them how to have outstanding customer service to our guests and each other. After that, we do refresher trainings. They're available. We have on-demand trainings that are available on our company website. So they can be conducted as often as needed, and they can offer on a daily basis just to reinforce what we talk about every day. We ask that they reinforce through our shift huddles or pre-service meetings. We call them huddles in our industry, just to be consistent on the delivery of the customer service message.
Okay, great. I know the Sodexo training materials focus on what you say are 10 simple but highly effective and impactful things that ensure the customer enjoys when they're receiving service on campus. Can you tell us a little bit about those, Dave?
Yeah. So like Tiffany mentioned there, the whole thing is based on 10 simple things. 3 of the really big ones would be number one, especially today, is safety, right? For everyone all the time. And especially with everything going on. So that's been a big part of how we've worked with not just our customers, but our clients, and really conducting a safe environment, but also a safe employee environment, right? Because when the employees are safe and they're functioning safely, the guests feel safe, and that's just a much better customer environment. Another one of those that's a big thing is smiling, right? And everybody talks about, hey, it's part of the uniform, but it really is, we think, the best part of the uniform. And today, with all the masks, right, and protective gear, people think they may not need to smile, but now it's more important than ever, because you can really tell, right, when someone's smiling under that mask or not. And we have a little motto. In fact, it's posted over a lot of the doors when you leave the back of the house to go to the front of the house. It says, your smile can change the world. So we really try to focus on people being nice, right? And then last, a big part of the 10 has to do with solving problems and really being a problem solver and working with our folks to really have a can-do attitude. That's absolutely key. Our teams, right, the people on the front line, they've got the skill, they've got the training, they've got solutions to immediate customer problems. And, we teach them to, act fast and just solve the problem. Because right, as a customer, people love people who can solve your problems. So we do a lot of work to go in our training. Let's talk about things like the DMV and getting on a plane, and how that may not be the smoothest experience in the world, but here at least, right, we can solve a problem on the spot and make someone happy.
Okay, excellent. How have customer satisfaction survey scores changed across North America since this program was implemented, Tiffany?
The last full measure prior to COVID-19, we went from 78 to 81%.
Wow.
In our last full measure prior to COVID-19. Remarkably, though, even in the midst of COVID-19, some of our early scores that are coming out, we're really seeing some great scores across a lot of our accounts, which is huge considering the changes that had to be made to ensure our guests were safe during COVID-19 while we continue to feed students and guests across the country.
Excellent. Customer loyalty, very important to most brands, and we've obviously recognized you guys in the past for some of the amazing things that you're doing. Can you define what customer loyalty means to you and to your organization, Amanda?
Yeah, so at the core of it, it's being able to be a trusted partner to universities and other businesses for a long time. We do what we're going to say we're going to do, and we coach our teams to make our customers not want to go anywhere else for the products and or the services that they want and they need, either on campus or anywhere else that we operate.
Okay, great. And what are the biggest challenges you face as a senior level marketer, Tiffany? I mean, how do you see that changing going into 2021?
I think the biggest challenge we face is, as great as technology is and apps are and automation, nothing will replace human kindness. I always tell people that you just can't teach people to be kind. That's something that they have to come to our company with. So convincing people that this needs to happen, along with mechanical advances and keeping operation team focused on delivering that experience. That seems to be the biggest challenge. They buy into the program, but being consistent, we always hear about how do we incorporate technology? How do we incorporate technology? But nothing will replace that human touch. Nothing will replace that human touch. And I think that's the biggest challenge is they want to see the incorporation of more technology, a simple app. We can use an app to measure customer feedback, no doubt about that, but we can't use an app or a robot to deliver that extra personal service that human touch is going to provide.
Okay, great. There's a great deal of discussion about emotional loyalty today from a marketer perspective. What does emotional loyalty mean to you, to your brand, and how do you measure it, Amanda?
So emotional loyalty is when our customers become emotionally attached to our brand, and not just our brand, but to our employees. They truly want to dine with us because they feel that community connection with the employees. So we've built this emotional loyalty with our customers because of the pride and the importance that we take when we're building up our employees and teaching them how to provide an exceptional customer experience. We've noticed that when our employees understand how to do this and they're well trained, they really do become excited about their job, and they become excited about what they've learned. And they want to share this with our customers, and their enthusiasm and their excitement, it rubs off. And it's noticeable to our customers. And that's where they actually build that emotional connection. And that urges our customers to want to continue to be loyal, not just to us as a brand, but especially to those employees that they see every day.
Okay, great. And when you look at personalization, how are you looking at kind of the challenges or opportunities around personalization? It's something that, like emotional loyalty, is front and center. How are you looking at personalization, and how are you improving it within Sodexo, Dave?
So one of the things that's really important there is not letting the routine of the day drive the experience. We work hard to get our employees to understand that what we want from them and what our customers want is communication, not a transaction, right? So that even though like in a campus environment, you may go back to the same person, 5 days a week to get something you like to eat every day. The trick is to not let that become a transaction every time and to make it an interaction instead. The other piece of that is really, for us, great uniforms with clean name tags so people know who they're talking to. And that kind of leads into our thanks for making my day, where guests can engage in telling the story of great service. So, not only is the employees trying to communicate and trying to create a personalized experience, when they get that, our guests can tell that story to us directly, and then we can recognize the employee for doing it. So, and then a lot of it's just the normal stuff, right? Knowing regular customers, right, creating opportunities to engage, and, making sure that people understand that greeting and working with the guests, that's the focus of our work.
Okay. And do you incorporate customer and employee feedback into your, engagement experience and customer loyalty efforts?
Yeah, so we have a lot of ways. We have a lot of ways of receiving and incorporating customer and employee feedback. So there's the Experiences Matter program we talked about. Thanks for making my day. We've got a program called My D-Text where students can text in feedback. We have comment cards. We have interstaff engagement, like customer service cards that employees can give each other. And we even have, student culinary councils on campus that Sodexo leads, but students drive. And it's a chance for them to talk about the program and what they want, and talk about the experiences they've had. So we can take that 360 feedback from our customers and our guests and use that to build out what the next evolution of the experience and the engagement is going to be like. We also, at all of our units, we do biannual customer satisfaction surveys. And that's a key place that we gather feedback from our customers and implement improvements where necessary based on the feedback we receive. We have a lot of ways to communicate that. Our simplest and our probably one of our most effective ones is we have a campaign around an idea called We Heard You. And it's just as simple as if somebody texts us in and says, hey, you need more tomatoes on the salad bar every day, right? Something simple like that, we make that happen, and then we advertise that change. You asked for it, here it is. So we're constantly demonstrating back to our guests that their feedback matters. And then our employee engagement survey every year. That gives us a chance to gauge, how engaged people are and get feedback on how the company runs. So there's a lot of employee and guest feedback that's helping drive the experience. And then last, at the very, very local level, our employees can get feedback during those daily pre-shift meetings and huddles. Just by complimenting their coworkers and driving the culture. So we know what's working and what's not.
That's excellent. And so what do you think makes Sodexo and your employee engagement strategy so unique, Tiffany?
I believe everything we believe, not just me, but we believe everything starts with the customer-employee interaction. It's our focus on how we do things that we do and not what we do. I think Dave said earlier is that it's about the how, and we really push that strategy. Also, our focus on employee recognition and giving kudos to our employees on a local, regional, and national level. We push up to make sure people are recognized at all levels. A lot of companies recognize that huge just employee of the month, but we want to make sure that at every level of our organization that employees are being recognized. And I think that's a really unique strategy about us. And it really helps push our employee engagement at our company.
Okay, great. What is one piece of advice you would give to a brand who's looking to improve their customer loyalty focus vis-a-vis kind of the employee engagement strategy? Because it's an area where a lot of brands struggle, and to see the great successes you're seeing, are there a piece of advice you would give to people, Dave?
Yeah, I would say, not to beat this to death, but focus on how, right? So many people focus on what goes on the hamburger, what goes in the salad, and they fail to realize that someone down the street and across the street and 10 other people are doing the same thing. So it's all going to be in the delivery, right? And remember that you can't teach people how to be nice, but you can give them tools and skills to engage. So if you can, hire smart, get the right kind of person in there that's going to, have that kind and generous attitude, and then give them the tools to put that to work, you got something.
Okay, great. And last question I have for, I guess we'll go for the mandate here is what is the next big thing for customer loyalty and customer experience in your opinion?
So we really believe that the next big thing is going to revolve around driving engagement while the evolution of automation continues to unfold all around us. Keeping our employees and our customers engaged, and how we do that is going to be really extremely important.
Okay, great. Well, I think this has been a very interesting discussion. I wanted to thank Amanda, Dave, and Tiffany for taking the time to share the success of the Experience Matter campaign, as well as what you're doing for the employees as part of that campaign. It's very powerful and very unique with what we see in the market, and I want to commend you for that. And thanks again for taking the time and the great award submission.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, perfect.